Hello and welcome to Hobby Days. In this video I'll be showing you how I do the invisible colour change for my zebra. If you would like to have a go at making it, you'll find the links to the pattern and others in the description below. So the first thing we need to do is make an invisible stitch. So cut the yarn. I've already cut this one to about 3 inches, 3 or 4 inches works well. And pull it through this stitch. Now using a darning needle, we're going to skip the first stitch of the next round and go through both loops of the next stitch from the front to the back. This here is the front of the invisible stitch we are creating. So we skip this and go through the back loop of this stitch here and also through this little bump. If you pinch the new stitch here and pull the tail, it will close up this stitch. Be careful not to pull too tight because we don't want this stitch to disappear. And there's our invisible stitch, and that's the stitch we're going to be working through next. So I'm going to insert my hook through the back loop only of the invisible stitch, take the working yarn and pull up a loop. And that's all we're going to do on the first stitch. And now I'm going to work into the second stitch in the normal way. Continue to work the next few stitches according to the pattern instructions. So that's 3, 4, and 5. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you'll notice here there are actually 3 parts to the invisible stitch. And we're going to insert a stitch marker in all 3 of those loops. And now continue all the way around, and I'll show you what to do when you get back here. So I've got one more stitch to do in this round. And if I remove this stitch marker, you'll see the 3 loops. It looks like a Z or a Z if you're in America. This stitch is looking a little bit loose, so I'm going to tighten it again. So I'm going to grab the tail here, pinch the stitch between your thumb and forefinger and pull. Again, not too much because we don't want that stitch to disappear. Just try and make it around about the same size as your other stitches. Okay, so this stitch is the first stitch of the next round. So insert your hook into the Z shape and complete the stitch in the usual way. Continue to work the next few stitches, making sure you're following the pattern instructions. Okay, so I've worked 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. I shall place the stitch marker in the first stitch and continue around, and I'll show you what to do next. So this is the last stitch of this round. And this is where I'll be making my next invisible stitch, just here. So just cut the yarn, pull through, and before we continue, I just want to tie off these loose ends. I also want to tighten the invisible stitch again in the same way as before. And I'll tie these ends in a double knot, but again not too tight because it can distort the shape. And then just tuck them inside. Okay, so I've worked a few more rounds and I'm really happy with that. This first part here I used a previous method and decided to leave it so that you can see just how effective this is. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please like and subscribe to see more, and feel free to leave a comment, and I will see you next time.